So, the thought police are coming sooner than you might have thought. Not sure what day exactly, let me check. Um, wow, this is actually 5 years old now. But someone just sent me an article, a very interesting article, about an MIT scientist, and I doubt he's the first person to figure this out. I just think he's the first person to publicly figure it out. I bet this has been around a very long time, actually. But MIT scientist Arnav Kapoor, maybe he's from India or Pakistan, I'm not sure, developed a device that goes around your head and measures vibrations. Now, why is that important? Because your thoughts don't have vibrations, do they? Well, something I've thought about before is the fact of language. It's extremely, in so many different ways, the fact that we think in words is very, very important. I've talked before about how you can literally control people's minds by controlling their ability to access words. If you can't think of a word, it's harder to think of the concept. And imagine if you took away language from people. Like, we think of everything in words. Like, you may have some, like, I'm a very visual person, but if I want some gin that's in front of me, I think, well, I don't always think before I grab my gin, but if I want to do something, I think, I should go to the store right now. I should get more gin. I should get some tonic water. I should get some limes. You think in words. And when we think in words, we typically, I'm not sure if it's from our vocal cords or just some in the space around here inside before you get deeper into the throat. I think his device measures it from your inner ear. That's not to say that the vibrations originate in the inner ear. It's just to say that they measure them coming from the inner ear. They can be produced somewhere else. But basically, when we think in words, even though we don't realize it, we are doing slight movements that create little vibrations. You might notice this, like when you're thinking in your head sometimes, you can notice that you're kind of actually like saying the words. Not always, but sometimes you notice that the pattern of air coming in and out of your throat and your breathing pattern changes depending on what words you're saying. But yeah, scary stuff. This thing can go on your head, and it can translate those different vibrational patterns into words. Yeah. And of course, you might be going, well, I'll just not think of those words. If someone's trying to interrogate me, I will just go blah, 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 or whatever. But what if they drug you and then they put it on? It's going to be even harder. It's not rocket science how to use this to maximum advantage, sadly. Scary stuff. Now, there may be some of you going, well, what do you have to hide? Well, evil doesn't like things that aren't evil. So if you're not evil and evil is trying to find out that you're not evil, you might want to hide it and pretend that you're evil. A very scary future. I guess we will need to buy some of these machines and practice not making vibrations when we think in our heads. Practice controlling our thoughts. But that is the future we're headed into. But I'm sure this has been used for quite some time. I bet certain intelligence agencies have strapped these on people's heads and drugged them and interrogated them. The sad thing is, most people probably never realize that just thinking it in their head would give away the information. And I do believe in the future we will be able to do something like this from a distance even. It may not rely on the vibrations, although it could. It might rely on electromagnetic changes in the brain itself and being able to detect those from afar. But yes, we are entering a world where mind reading is a common thing. I mean, we literally already have mind reading device publicized. The fact that it is publicized means it's been around a long time, most likely. Maybe it hasn't. Just because something came out publicly doesn't mean it always came out secretly first. but I would be willing to bet that there was a lot of resources poured into this for a long time. Yeah. So that is not a pleasant future to think about. It sounds like science fiction, but no, and I always tell people, if you can imagine something, it's probably possible. There's generally a way to do anything. Now, some things, maybe they're impossible, but as we have come to learn, mind reading is not impossible. I don't think there's much more to say. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Check out the other videos. Check out my Instagram, Andre Hutch. And you can hire me for training consultations, plans, whatever. Same with diet, same with supplements, same with special supplements, harm mitigation. Just no medical advice. I can do anything except to give you medical advice because you need a medical license for that. So I don't give you medical advice. I give you medical information. I give you medical humor. I give you medical whatever, entertainment, but I don't give you medical advice. So as long as it's not medical advice, you can get it from me. And you can get better bang for your buck than from anybody else. And I'm pretty confident in that. Now, there might be one person somewhere else on Earth who's going to give you even better bang for your buck. But most likely you're not going to find that one person if they exist. But you found one person who can give you great bang for your buck, so you know where to click. You know, I hate advertising, I hate marketing, but I got a free advertising course, so I decided I'll click on it and open it, and it said, like, you should connect to your audience, like, connect to their problems so they feel like you're explaining their problems better than they explain their problems. So let me explain one medical problem that I can give information on how to fix, not advice, but information. You know, I know people, for example, that have high blood pressure, really high blood pressure, hypertensive crisis level high blood pressure. I'm talking 220 over 150. I don't even remember what it was. And that's the normal everyday blood pressure for this person. I'm thinking about one person in particular. This person, adult male, about 65 years old, he's been to lots of doctors. You know, they all say, like, well, first of all, they want to send him to the hospital when his blood pressure is 220 over 165. And they also, you got to get that blood pressure down. You're going to die. It's going to kill you, which is true. Like, you got to explain to them that it is actually going to kill you. It's only a matter of time. So that part is true that the doctors say. But then they want to give all these different pills. And these pills make this person, and a lot of other people, but this person in particular, feel not so good. Some of them have even caused rhabdomyolysis, other cellular and nerve damage, and the least side effects came from pills that simply caused excessive tiredness and lethargy. So he's tried everything. He's gone from and if you don't know what it's like to get rhabdomyolysis, it's extreme pain in your muscles. So if you took some pills for your blood pressure or your atherosclerosis, whatever the doctor says it's for, you're maybe not a medical expert, you don't know what pills are exactly for, but if you took some of those pills and all of a sudden your legs started hurting a lot or your arms started hurting a lot, which is a very common side effect, it's actually of the atherosclerosis pills, the cholesterol medications, not actually the blood pressure. Well, actually there is blood pressure medications which also cause this, but it's more often from the anti-cholesterol medications, statins. I've already made videos on this, it's not a secret. ACE inhibitors can also lead to this. Those are blood pressure medications. But statins, which are for cholesterol, they really lead to rhabdomyolysis. If you are getting muscle pain, now I can't give medical advice, but if you're getting muscle pain from your statin, that is not good. That's not something you deal with. That is extremely dangerous. Two big reasons. One, it's going to destroy your kidneys. And two, I assume you're already of a decent age. You're not a young 20-year-old anymore when you're taking this. You've already not gotten excessive muscle mass. This is going to greatly decrease your muscle mass. And you may go, but I'm not a bodybuilder. Why do I need all this muscle? Because you're an old person. And guess what? When you don't have muscle, you die. That's as simple as it is. It may say, like, what? Why am I going to die if I don't have muscle? There's a lot of reasons. I don't want to make this a super long video about why you die if you don't have enough muscle. Let's do the not so, I'll just start with diabetes. Muscle is a reservoir for glucose in the form of glycogen. You eat lots of sugar, it goes into the muscles and gets stored as glycogen. If you don't have lots of muscles, it gets spiked in your blood. And that's also going to damage your blood vessels more, damage your kidneys, cause brain damage. It causes brain damage. It damages blood vessels all throughout the body, including the brain, causing brain damage and dementia. So it's going to be wrecking your blood vessels, wrecking your heart, wrecking your kidneys, wrecking your brain. And that's not the really extreme reason why lack of muscle mass is going to kill you if you have an extreme lack. It can also kill you because you're just fragile. You fall down, you break your leg. You know what happens after you fall down and break your leg when you're 70? Now you're stuck in a wheelchair or in a bed for a while. You lose even more muscle mass. You develop some other health conditions. It's not a good situation. Lack of muscle mass kills. So yeah, rhabdomyolysis, besides that lack of muscle mass, which may sound, kind of crazy to you, the breakdown of muscle tissue, it goes through your kidneys. It will destroy your kidneys, and kidneys don't heal. Ask your doctor, can kidneys heal? He might say, yeah, a bit, but besides that little bit, no. So you don't want to do something that will destroy your kidneys. And kidney failure leads to death. It's not just like you can just throw them in the trash can and go, well, I don't need them anymore. You need your kidneys or you're going to die. So this person, yes, I got a little off topic, had experienced rhabdomyolysis, all the way from rhabdomyolysis to just severe fatigue. Super dangerous, not pleasant. He didn't want either of those. So he tried to take as little blood pressure medications as possible, which is also dangerous and deadly when you are hypertensive crisis level high blood pressure. Luckily, my medical information, which he was reluctant to take in because he had all these bad experiences with doctor-prescribed pills, eventually was taken in. And it resulted, I don't remember the exact number, but it was within the healthy normal range, meaning it must have been like 120 over 80. I don't remember if, I can't imagine it was like it wasn't 110 over 70. So it must have, maybe it was like 122 over 85 or something, but it was pretty much within that normal healthy range. I'll consider 125 over 85 to be normal healthy blood pressure. When you take someone down from 220 over 150 to 125 over 85, that is crazy good results. Now, you don't always want to do that actually, because you can also get hypoxic damage to tissue if your body needs higher blood pressure. So it's not always a good thing to go so low down into the normal healthy range, because that might not be your normal healthy range. But yeah, this person has remedied his blood pressure. He has no signs of hypoxia. He doesn't keep it always around 125 over 80, tends to keep it in the 130s over 90. I'd say that's pretty good for someone who was previously in a hypertensive crisis. It feels great, no tiredness, no side effects, no nothing. Just feels like a normal everyday person. Can enjoy his life and stay alive because not only does he feel good, but he doesn't have that deadly high blood pressure. So I'm trying that little bit of marketing thing that was suggested in the free video I got. So if you need medical advice that can help you solve the problems that other doctors haven't, you can get medical information but not advice from me. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Check out the other videos. Check out my Instagram, Andre Hutch.